Hey everyone, I'm back for tonight. I want to show you the Shimano MT210 crankset. So this is the little brother of the MT300. So I'm going to show you how much it weighs, or the material they used for the chain rings and the crank arm and spindle. But first, let me start off with the crank arm lock, or sometimes this one is also called the tensioner. This is made of plastic and it is also called M20, 20 millimeters. So if you want to go ahead and replace the crank arm lock, then you can go buy an aluminum or alloy crank arm lock. Should be 20 millimeter on the diameter. Okay, you normally put the lock over here and then set the tension on the crank arm or on the spindle. Now second thing I want to show you are the spacers. These are your basic or entry-level spacers, since they are made of plastics. Sound like plastics. Okay, I think on the XT or XTR they have plastic as well, but sometimes they have like aluminum spacers. Okie dokes. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom bracket. It's kind of messed up with lube, factory grease. This is, I think this is MT500. One second, where is the it is not over there. There you go. Okay, I hope we can focus this one. So MT500, same bottom bracket for the MT300. This one is called MT500 thread type. It does have the orange thread locker already. 24 mm on the spindle or in the inner diameter over here. This one is made in I think Malaysia or Indonesia, but I cannot see that on the bottom bracket. This bottom bracket is designed for, of course, mountain bikes. Okay, and they only have black in color. So bottom bracket thread type. Press fit is kind of different. Next, we go over to the left crank arm. Still has some lube or grease over here. This is 170 for the length, 170 mm or millimeter, and oh, there you go, it's made in Malaysia. So the crank arm is made of aluminum alloy, since magnet doesn't work over here. Don't forget the oil seal, or should I say the O-ring over here. Sometimes they keep on losing this, and also the special lock or the spacer in between. For the bolts, they are obviously just made of steel, so nothing quite more, but this feels like a little bit heavy, so we're gonna check the weight later on. Next is the right or the drive side. Obviously this is steel. Even the XT they are using steel spindle. Okay, now for the chain rings on the MT210, this one is fixed. It doesn't have any bolts, right? No bolts, and made of steel. Brada boom. So this is 36 and 26. 36, 26, 2x version only. Okay, same deal on the drive side crank arm. So So this is aluminum, steel for the chain rings, and then steel for the spindle. Alright, so this is indeed disposable. So once all the once both chain rings are wasted, or you're riding too much, let's say you've done maybe 10,000 kilometers and they are all worn out, then you need to replace the whole crank arms or the crankset. Unlike with the MT300, you can remove them. Anyway, that is a different story. I'm gonna maybe do another video and compare this MT210 to the MT300. So far, this is the only thing that I can show you at the moment about the MT210. That's why this one is not really in demand. There are few buyers or few cyclists who normally use this kind of set because it's disposable. You can only use it for maybe a few years. Okay, folks, we're gonna check the weight now. Definitely this should be much lighter than the MT300 since this is only 2x setup. Gonna put the washers and lock over here, and then gonna put this inside the plastic since I don't want to scratch them. They're still for sale. I posted this one on the shop and no one's buying it, but it's always been a gamble with online selling. So hey, we have 1,000 grams, so exactly 1 kilo for the MT210. 1,000 grams or 1 kilo to be exact. Again, you cannot convert this to a 1x setup or even 3x setup, but if you can, then please go ahead and upload a video on how you can do a 1x setup on this MT210. So I think this one is they're using rivets over here, so you cannot really replace it. Again, this is disposable, so maybe next time I'm gonna try and upload a video about MT210 against the MT300. Okay, so this is the only set that I have for the MT210. With the MT300, I used to have 110 sets, but they're all wiped out in just a few weeks. So, well, see you next time, guys. I'm gonna have to play some games right now. See ya.